Hello everybody and welcome to not a career showcase series episode, but definitely a prelude to the fact that episode 15 is definitely going to be the Pyromancer. I'm doing my best to figure her out, and by God does the Fat Shark team not make it easy to do so. The Battle Wizard so far appears to be the far superior option in every possible way, which sounds exactly like what people have been telling me from the very beginning. But we're not here to talk about the many Pyromancer woes. That comes next. Today, I wanted to submit a bug that, at least since 2021, has not been submitted to the forums. I know. I looked. I even checked YouTube to see if there was anything nice. So if this bug has been submitted before, I want to apologize for wasting everybody's time. But nevertheless, let us get into the actual subject of this video. A bug that I will call the shoot, switch, and crit. The shoot, switch, and crit is exactly as it sounds. You fire a projectile, switch to your melee weapon, the projectile lands and gives you a crit. The game takes that crit and, if applicable, activates the trait your equipped weapon has. Translation, I can shoot a fireball staff with Hunter and instead get Swift Slay for my fire sword. The reason for this is that Fat Shark's Vermintide code, whenever a critical hit lands, analyzes which hero shot the projectile and activates the trait based on exactly what weapon is currently being held instead of the original source, aka the range weapon. That's it. That's the whole video. However, we can do a couple of interesting things with this in mind. For example, since we're talking about Pyromancer, did you know it's possible to activate both of your crit traits at the same time? No? Well, funny enough, if you use Heatsink, a trait that activates the moment the spell is cast instead of when it lands, and then switch to your melee weapon before the projectile lands, you can get 0 charge on your staff and get Swift Slay. Bruh. Unfortunately, that's the only scenario I can think of where it's possible, but it's still funny as hell. I only found this out in the first place because I was quick switching from the fireball staff to my melee weapon whenever I stepped away from the front lines for a moment for some extra damage. However, on a more serious note, I would like to say that this is actually kind of annoying. My current Pyromancer build has Hunter and Swift Slay, and I'm already getting pretty tired of not getting Hunter refreshments and instead getting Swift Slay. The thing that makes it common for Sienna to have this problem is that some of her staffs cast really slow spells, whereas other characters have almost instantaneous projectile attacks, making the shoot, switch, and crit harder to do. Nevertheless, I would appreciate if this bug was fixed, so us Pyromancer players can sleep a little easier at night. And give her some buffs while you're at it. Holy f-